Dear learners, I am Professor M.D. Agrawal. Today we are on the second week of fourth session of our course Managing Industry 4.0. In the previous session, we have learned RPA and intelligent RPA technology, which is one of the very important technology in terms of automation of manufacturing processes, enterprise processes. Today, our agenda of this session is try to understand the role of augmented technologies, in which augmented reality AR and virtual reality VR and mixed reality, they are some of the key augmented technologies now. So, let us begin our session. As you are seeing in this picture, that digital technologies are having very important role to help knowledge workers, labor and any technician in terms of augmenting the capabilities, the productivity level and the knowledge level. And this is one subject which has attracted many organizations, and World Economic Forum is a pioneer, and this paper which was published in 2021, Augmented Workforce, Empowering People and Transforming Manufacturing, discuss about the role of digital technologies in augmenting the productivity, augmenting the abilities of humankind. And here in this session, though there are multiple technologies, like collaborative robots, mobile devices which we are using, IoT we have already discussed, connected workers platform which we are going to discuss later on, then computer vision also we are going to discuss the next session, augmented reality and virtual reality. Augmented reality and virtual reality are two important technologies which has great role in augmenting the abilities and capability of humankind. If you like to explain this concept of augmentation, suppose you like to visit India's one of the most beautiful monument, Taj Mahal, and after getting attracted with the beauty of the Taj Mahal, you like to see the history and the significance of each and every part. Some of the important monuments which are the part of the Taj Mahal, you want to know the history. Here, technologies like augmented reality are of great use. Without going into the libraries, without asking anybody, as long as you are using augmented reality glasses, AR glasses, which we are going to discuss, you can get connected with this knowledge base, and on just click of your button, you will be able to, suppose you like to know this calligraphy, you point to your glasses on this calligraphy which you are seeing in this Taj Mahal, anywhere in the Taj Mahal, it is there inside the dome, and you like to know the history of this calligraphy, what is the meaning of this calligraphy, and who has written this calligraphy, who has made this calligraphy. And with the help of augmented reality, you will be able to get the information about this calligraphy view. So this is one example. I thought before we begin explaining the augmented reality and virtual reality, you see in a real world example, and then we go and understand the explanation of each and every technology. Augmented reality is something which we experience, but sometimes we are not able to differentiate. If you like to define the augmented reality, it is an interactive experience of the real world environment where the objects that reside in the real world are augmented with the help of computer generated perception information across multiple sensory modalities, including visual and auditory. It means that when you are, suppose you like to know, you are visiting some monument, you are visiting some building, you are visiting you are in your factory where you like to know the history of the equipment, you want to go in the more detail of that. Here augmented reality is a one technology. Without going into those places, just pointing your augmented glasses on that picture, you will be able to get much more information about that building or that product, whatever. The devices which are normally being used in case of augmented reality, commonly used device is smart glasses, holographic displays, and smartphone also. As long as you can download an app or configure an app on a smartphone, you can also experience the augmented reality in a limited manner. If we further go in the examples, like I like to mention example in the manufacturing, where a technician wants to suppose there is a breakdown in one of the equipment in the plant, and technician wants to know the some of the tips for the recovery or the repair of this equipment. Then with the help of augmented reality, this is possible. This is possible to know all these details on his screen, which he is wearing. So we will go further and try to learn this technology. Then what is virtual reality? This is also the younger or elder brother of augmented reality. Sometimes augmented reality and virtual reality work together, hand to hand. Then we call them the mixed reality. It is a simulated, and virtual reality is a simulated experience. You don't have that thing which you like to see, but virtually you are able to see the things. Like sitting in my home, I want to experience how the Eiffel Tower in Paris looks for, and how Niagara Falls in the US looks. So virtual reality, you can simulate that experience. This is another way similar to augmented reality. In augmented reality, we were imposing that image of that the real world on the image, on the object which you are looking for. Here you are getting that virtual reality, and it's commonly used or commonly can be experienced in the theaters when we go and see the 3D movies. 3D movies, and where we have the simulated experience of you can see the stars, you can see the universe, you can see. So the virtual reality is a simulated experience. VR games, we are in the plant. Virtual reality in the plant is also one of the important technology, where plant view can be seen without going inside the plant, and you can decide some of the it can help in designing some test flows and production processes, etc. So if you see the augmented reality and virtual reality in the context of augmenting the capability and abilities of a human being, they have tremendous scope of in this field, increasing the ability and ability and capability of the human being with this kind of AR glasses or VR glasses, VR equipments. I like to play now a video to further clarify or further understand how AR and VR function, and what are some of the examples of AR and VR. You must have seen that in the video how AR VR are helping in various settings of the work, and what is AR and what is virtual reality. Now let me further deep down with few more examples. You are seeing here a driving simulator. This is a driving simulator is one of the very important need for any new driver, especially heavy vehicle drivers. they are being given training. And now it is possible that their first training is given on the simulator now. And this kind of trainings are also very important in case of highly specialized vehicles, and also very important for the driving simulator for the aircraft, for the pilots training. Now with the help of virtual reality, this kind of virtual reality, this training has become a very robust, time saving, and driver who is learning get multiple hundreds of situations in which how they should control the vehicle, how should drive the vehicle. So this is one example which you like to understand how the VR is helping drivers who are under training. Similarly, in case of when you want to have navigation, and you like to see when you are driving the car or you are driving your vehicle and you want to see ahead of the road after 3 or 4 or 5 kilometers what is the situation, then again augmented reality provide a augmented view of your driving experience. And what is mixed reality? You are seeing in this picture, a technician is interacting with the help of holographic engine. This is a special kind of wearing glasses which has inbuilt technology which simulate both AR and VR, and a technician wants to see the fault in the equipment, and once he point out the area of the fault, then technician start seeing that what kind of recommendations are there for recovery of this part from the problem, and what is the design of this part which is under the problem, so that technician can take a suitable action. So it basically gave the technician much more information which was not possible just looking into that equipment. So with the help of virtual reality, which is connected, these glasses are connected to the back end cloud computing. We will see later on the architecture of these technologies. So technician is able to get the very right information on the real time basis, so that he can execute the repairing very fast. Now further I like to see another example. Here I have brought an example of oil and gas. Oil and gas, as you know, is a remote fields where oil is being dig and discovered and dig. Suppose there is a fault in some pump. There is a fault in the pump, and with the help of virtual reality glasses, there is a field technician like to first view this fault and like to know that what is the remedy, whether similar kind of situation has come earlier with this equipment, and what is the design of this equipment, and part which is undergone in the fault, if you want to repair this part, what action he should take. All these things come on the virtual reality, that glasses which he is wearing on the screen, and he can take one by one. He can read, he can further go in the database, try to in an interactive manner, he can retrieve the information for his help, so that he can perform his task of repairing of this the equipment or the machine which is under the fault. So this is some sort of visual view. Wear the glasses, and then you act like the technician. You will be experiencing yourself. There is after success of this kind of work, then there was a lot of research being done, and I am referring here a research which is done by a scientist Munich ETL in year 2021. It was published in Computer and Industrial Engineering Manual, Augmented Workforce Canvas. He has given the new concept of the canvas. It means that you create a canvas in front of you with the help of augmented reality, and within this canvas, you can augment that picture or art and whatever you like to aim for that purpose. Augmented workforce canvas. So in that augmented workforce canvas, any technician, any artist can view in the canvas the said picture or said object. So if you like to narrate this, how it works, first the what problem or what kind of object you are going to experience that, and who will be augmented, whether artist will be augmented or technician will be augmented, and what task you like to perform with the help of augmentation, and which technology you want to apply over here. So this sort of workflow is being achieved with the help of this augmented reality canvas. This example which I am showing over here is one of the foremost artists, Felis Grodin, invasive species. He has published an article which is now documented on Autodesk. Autodesk is one of the major company in the design, where he says that the series of employees that immersive technology, augmented reality is accessible to visitors too. So if any visitor wants to see all these fine arts which has been designed by this artist, a AR system is in place. You visit this art gallery and you want to go in more detail about this art, when it was made, and what are the features of this art, you can use very well using this virtual glass canvas, which can be taken over there on hire, hire. And normally this is nowadays very common thing whenever we visit art galleries abroad. Another example of augmented reality can be seen in the shopping arena, where you like to buy, say, a sofa for your house, but you like to see that how this sofa will look in your house setting. So here again you can and your house 3D picture is with you. You can impose the picture of this sofa in your house, dining room or drawing room, and then you can see that how it looks like in your drawing room, whether it suits to your drawing room settings or not. So this is another common example which many companies, shoppers are using, and they like to give you this experience. You must have seen that when you want to buy a specs, lens cart also provide this technology where you can virtually test that specs on your face and see how your face looks like that. So this is again a very common example, which is how the augmented reality is in use in the shopping arena. This is another very good example, to understand the use, how these technologies are augmenting the capabilities of the workers, in the plant area or in the lab or R&D area, R&D labs. You can see that this worker, the scientist is trying to see that some equipments or some test over here, and she want to know that how it is this equipment has been designed, what is the interior of this equipment, and with the help of virtual reality she will be able to get all this information in front of her glasses. So another two examples which I have noted down over here, you can go through that. So watching 3D movies or theme park horror experience, this is a very common example, when we go to any theme park, and we watch the 3D movies, so how it works? This is nothing but it is with the help of virtual reality. Similarly, smartphone and Google location, when we capture, we take a photo somewhere, and we like to see the photo later on. The photo comes with the location where it was clicked. So it is all due to the augmented reality kind of features which has been built in the Google map, as well as, and it is being synchronized with your smartphone. If you like to see this concept in a structure and in an architecture manner, this picture will give you a little more insight about this, how this technology is functioning. There is one side is the input, other side is the output which you are seeing. Virtual word generator we call it, computational word, VWG. This is in fact a complex area which is all processing and all conversion from 2D to 3D and 3D to 2D kind of thing is happening, which you will see in the next picture. So one side once you see anything, it is an input, it is input to the your device which you are wearing, and then this device communicates through the network to the virtual world. Your device is connected with your smartphone, smart watch or smartphone, and it connects with the backend system. This is a backend system which I was talking, cloud-based backend intelligent information system, which is having all detail about that equipment or that test lab, and whatever you like to see, on click of the button, you can get the information in front of you on the glasses. So this is the way it functions. You can see that I want to see the augmented reality of this monument or this building, how it functions. Once you are in front of that, your glasses capture the picture of this monument, and it is being transmitted to the with the help of network, which I said, using your Wi-Fi or using your GSM network, it is transmitted to the cloud, and there all processing is being done what image you are seeing, and it will find out, the system will find out that details about what image you are seeing, what are the details, what is the history of this image, and then you will be giving back the information on your in front of your glasses, in glasses. So I have narrated all these steps in these 3 slides. AR system in picture, let's state a modern cloud connected architecture. Basically, it is a modern cloud connected architecture. If somebody want to know in detail, this is worth looking at how this curiosity comes, that how this AR system is functioning. So here I have shown that step 1, input and word sensing, device to cloud. Then word 2, intelligent processing and content retrieval, which I explain you, the content retrieval in the cloud backend, and these kind of technologies are these are some of the technologies, not all, depending upon the type of AR system you have been designed, and then finally it is rendering the output on your glasses, in your glasses, and which you experience over here. The user sees the rendered AR intelligent overlay to be seamless part of their physical environment. So it means the physical environment has been the digital environment, digital information has been imposed on the physical environment. You are seeing a physical building, and now you are getting the digital information about that building from the backend system. So I thought I bring this picture again, and after understanding this concept, how it functions, I think you can decipher how now this AR glasses were able to retrieve the information, or you get the information about this calligraphy or some art, like that. And now similar approach, how the virtual reality system function. Here, the virtual reality system, there is a major difference the way this system function, because here we don't get that like in case of we have a processing unit. Here we have the information stored on a computer, all your simulated pictures, simulated drawings, which you are seeing on your virtual glasses are stored on a computer, on a computerized system, and from there it is being relayed to your virtual glasses, and you see the that simulated picture on your virtual glasses. But if you like to mix virtual reality and augmented reality, then very well this picture which I am showing over here will work. Okay, so virtual reality will do that, digging in the information in the real-time basis. In the virtual reality systems, cloud systems, it will be synchronized with the VR information, and then you will see the mixed reality which I was trying to explain you earlier. The workflow of the VR system, how it functions, is being shown in these 2 slides. The user movements, inputs, virtual word calculations, which is being done in the processing code, that is the computer, and then output. Here we need very high processing computer. Now with the help of AI, when AI, in the next lecture we will learn the computer vision. Computer vision will use AI engine. There we need really very high power graphical processing units. That's why it is mentioned over here. Output and immersions, 2 render images are sent to HMD screens which you are wearing, and HMD screen lenses correct and magnify the images to fill the user's entire field of view while the integrated audio system plays spatial sound. And this is the beauty of these systems, not only you get the images, you get also sounds, it also start narrating that what is this object all about, like that. So I have tried to now summarize, what I have explained in this slide, what is virtual reality, what is augmented reality, what is mixed reality, and what is the difference, what is the difference between, these augmented virtual reality and the mixed reality. VR replaces the environment, AR adds to it, VR replaces the very simple definition, VR replaces the environment, and AR adds to it, because in case of VR, we are trying to see a simulated environment. In case of augmented reality, we are augmenting that environment with the help more and more information. That is what. There are some industry examples I have club over here. You can go through these examples. Where all AR applications are being used in the manufacturing. Like in assembly training. Quality control inspections, maintenance repairs, operation control. AR and VR both are having major role in the industry now. That's why I thought I will cover this. I will try to explain you the use of AR and VR in the context of our daily life as well as in the industry. Logistics, marketing, after sales. In most of the areas of the business, augmented reality and virtual reality are in great use. So, friend, I have come to the end of this session, and I have also shared here a few references which you like to see. These are quite in-depth books which I have mentioned over here, and whosoever is interested to know and to study more about these technologies, you can pick up 1 or 2 books and you can study further. There are a lot of literature is available, a lot of industry exams is available on the net nowadays, so that is also not the issue. So this is what I thought I should explain you, that augmented reality and virtual reality are the part of this domain of augmentation of human capabilities. Thank you very much.